Hey.
Adam's playing with my Brachiosaurus.
That's what we call it nowadays.
What's going on, guys? I want to get some epoxy putty in the joints of that, guys, so I can finish up the cleanup and hopefully start painting that sometime soon.
For a minute, when I was playing with it, thinking that you got it because of the new Jurassic Park movie, but I remember you got it before the new movie came out.
Yeah, I think I actually put it together probably right around the same time as when the movie was coming out, but I'd had it for a few months before that. But yeah, that one, I'd taken a look at some of the other model kits because even though I've not finished with that yet, I would like to check out some of the other ones in the line from Tamiya. But I don't know. That one's definitely the best looking design among them, I think. The T-Rex is not too bad. And there's also a Chasmosaurus, which is pretty cool. But anyway, guys, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to today's live stream with Adam and I. We have got some kits to give away. We got some stuff to talk about.
Yep.
The new kits from Which of Mercury?
Yeah.
Which from Mercury? I keep saying Which of Mercury. That's going to be really hard to break.
I think I've just been saying it. Maybe that's why you just heard me say it.
I don't know. But Which from Mercury is a lot more difficult to say. It doesn't roll off the tongue as easily. Which of Mercury seems easier. Anyway, we got a bunch of new stuff announced from that.
Yeah, which are some of those kits look really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm hoping the anime does really good. We haven't had a Gundam non-build divers since IBO, right? Yep. So that's 5 years.
IBO didn't end 5 years ago. It ended about a year.
Not a year ago.
And a half.
No, longer than that.
Not more than 2 years. It's less than 2 years ago.
IBO?
Yeah. When it ended. When the show ended.
Yeah.
You guys can let us know in the chat. Maybe it has been that long.
I'm pretty sure it's been a while because
did it end before COVID?
Oh yeah, like a year or two before COVID ended.
Really?
Yeah. We're gonna see the chat should blow up in a minute and let us know.
All right,
but I'm pretty sure it's been 4 or 5 years ago.
No, it hasn't been that long.
I was in my garage when the kits first came out.
When it ended, when IBO ended.
IBO ended. What aired for 2 years?
Yeah.
So that would. We've been in this building for almost 5 years, and then we were in buildings before this for 2 years ago. So I was in my garage. I don't know. All right.
Maybe the fact that even after the show ended, like we've still been getting HG kits is like it's like blurring the timeline.
Well, they've had. I think 2 years ago they had the mobile game came out. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's when.
And we got
the first one of those came out.
Yeah. So the series ended though, like 2 years before that, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay.
You're saying 2018. All right, maybe it has been that long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Jeez.
And like I said, I only know the time frame because I remember when we were in our garage when we first got the kits, and I know how long ago that was.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's been a decent amount of time that we haven't gotten a series that wasn't build fighters or build divers or a build type series.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I guess like since the end of IBO, we had all the entire build divers. That's true. Yeah, I guess it's been a while.
I mean, they made Unicorn into a series that they aired here on.
That was around the same time.
Yeah,
as when IBO was ending, right?
I think it was. Yeah, it was just after that because Adult Swim was airing IBO, and then they took on that Unicorn that they just broke down the 5 episodes into 25-minute episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of timeline, another tangent. I started watching Loki last night.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
It is very good.
I like it. It's quite interesting. I didn't really know what to expect, and I didn't have that high expectations. I thought it was just going to be, fine. But
it is.
It's so far 2 episodes in.
Oh, it gets really good. I like what they did. Kuda, no sponsorship here by Disney or Marvel, by the way. But it is a very good
spoilers.
Series. Yes. It is a very good series.
Interesting.
You just finished Obi-Wan, and I told him to watch The Mandalorian, which he has not watched yet.
Right.
But I told him that was way better. So
we decided to watch Obi-Wan first, my wife and I. But so last night we were going to start something new, and then we were going to start The Mandalorian because you recommended that. But I recommended, why don't we go like back and forth, watch a Marvel series, then watch a Star Wars series, because we're like not caught up on anything like that. We finally watched What If before Obi-Wan.
Nice.
Then watched Obi-Wan, now we're watching Loki. So after that we'll watch Mandalorian, I guess.
Did you watch The Last Doctor Strange after you watched What If?
Yeah, we did. It was fine. Yeah. We were watching What If and WandaVision. We hadn't seen that too. So we wanted to watch the new Doctor Strange movie, and Adam recommended watching those series first. So we had to do that, and then we watched Doctor Strange. And honestly, Doctor Strange was fine. Not that great. I didn't like it all that much.
It was all right.
I was expecting it to.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how they fit everything into start connecting with each other. If they'll start doing that, because that's what they did at the first. They had all these other ones, and they started connecting them with the Avengers and things.
It seems like there's a lot of multiverse themes going on with everything, and how that's going to be connected. But I will just say that with Doctor Strange, like, it seems like the build up to the movie was better than the movie itself. Like, it was getting all built up by everything, and I was kind of having high expectations. I think it was like the main thing that was so distracting was like how bad they made Wanda become. It just seems like unbelievable. Like, I know, like, she was going through a lot, like, not to get into spoilers, I guess, but like to see that she went like that.
Yeah, because after WandaVision, like, really? You thought that she redeemed herself and then fell off the cliff again. So.
Yeah, it was a little bit unbelievable that it was kind of like a big turn really fast.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
We got these kits to give away. So once again,
thank you to Kotobukiya. So they were awesome enough to give us some hex gear kits. So if no one's ever built any hex gear kits, they're really cool kits.
Good opportunity to do so.
Yes. A lot of them are kind of animal based, and then you do have what are called governors, who are the humanoids, I guess, that kind of go with the animal based
pilots, sort of, in a sense, but they're even more. They're just like all different types of soldiers, basically.
Pretty much. There's like knights, and then there's infantry, and it's a pretty cool line. I built a few of them. I've definitely liked them. There's definitely a lot of parts, which is really cool. But very fun kits, and like I said, thank you so much to Kotobukiya for supporting this giveaway. They've been awesome to work with, and they make really amazing kits. If you guys haven't gotten any of the Frame Arm Girl, Mogami Device, Zoids, the Hexagear, there's countless ones that they do. Metal Gear Rex, so
all super customizable. This line especially. Somebody, I just wanted to mention, because somebody, I don't know if that person is going to see this, I'll probably have to go and answer it, but somebody left a comment on my review of the Zombinoids kits from Kotobukiya, which are basically like, they're just like the governors. They're the same scale, and like the construction is the same, but they're just of the zombies. So if you guys haven't seen that, you can go back. But somebody was wondering in my review of the Zombinoids kits if you can swap the heads with these. You can. They're the same scale, and the construction is the same. So if you wanted to put like a zombie head on one of these from one of those kits,
that'd be cool.
Do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, the Impulse and the different versions of this is my favorite of the line.
I built that too.
This one is really cool.
Yeah.
There's a new jungle version of this is coming out.
We have it.
It's already out. Yes. It's just been out then, right?
So we got it our last shipment. So like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Something like
that. There you go.
Yeah.
So there's a few different versions of this, but yeah, this one's really awesome.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. So very cool.
I'm pretty sure we got it. Now you have me guessing, but I'm 99% sure it's here.
Is it like the dark green version?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's what we got. As far as what else has been coming out recently, it's been mostly a lot of restock stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good Gunpla restocks. More of that coming, and mix in there every now and then. I think we got a new 30-minute mission since our last. The green one. There was the one that has like the big claws that kind of looks like the GOG, and then there was a green one that kind of was the same. Got the green one in. Okay. I know after I was like, I don't think we got any new kits. We did get that one in. But yeah, lots of restocks. A lot of kits that haven't made. Massacre Gelgoog, Char's Gelgoog, which we're getting more in next week. So if you did miss that restock, we're getting a whole bunch more next week. Artie Station arrived. So if anyone's not familiar with Artie Station stuff, very sturdy, pretty much what desk organizers. You can put your paint,
similar
paintbrushes.
Like this.
Yeah. So really cool modules that you can do, and then they have sets that are already kind of pre-built that kind of have what a lot of modules already have. So if you don't want to buy the gigantic set, you can get one of the smaller ones that has, you know, different things like your
individual ones. You can customize how it's set up for your space and like for your needs as well. Like there's one that's like specifically for holding a bunch of paintbrushes, but if you don't need that one particular, you can just get some different ones.
So very cool. Check that out if you're not ever, you know, familiar with any of that. They're really cool things. What else came in? Some stuff.
Lots of
weapon kits and stuff from China. Yeah, we've gotten lots of Gunpla, which is awesome. Some figures, some stuff from Good Smile. Arrived.
A bunch of things.
So a lot of new stuff came in. Well, new figures came in, and a lot of restock Gunpla.
Those big, like what are they, 4th scale or something? Those big, massive figures. Both ones. Yeah, those look pretty cool. I've never really even seen those before. I'm sure I've seen them like in stores in Japan, but I've never like really paid attention to them that much until like when we got a bunch of the other day, and I was looking at them. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, if they weren't so expensive.
If you want to know what we did get in figure wise, you can definitely check all social posts. Zach takes pictures of all the figures that come in, so you guys can check those out. So,
yeah, that stuff come in. A bunch of Good Smile stuff.
Yes.
All right. But we'll get into you guys' questions, and then we'll draw the winner for the giveaway stuff here in a little bit. One other thing too, before we get into that, is that we will have the announcement for a new contest. Coming for you guys. So we should have that announcement ready for you guys sometime next week. So just keep your eyes open for that. I will let you guys know what that is. We're just sorting out the details of that for you guys, but it should be pretty big. It's a modeling contest too, so it'll be, you know, rather than our last contest was art contest, so this one's back to like a model building contest. So it'll be very wide open as far as like the kits that you can use. You'll have a lot of options, and you'll have basically wide open range as far as like what you want to do with that as well, customizing and everything.
Yeah, someone asked there, how do you enter the contest? Basically you just watch the video and send an email in. Well, usually in the announcements we'll tell you where to send and what to send. You know, it'll be a specific email address, either Zach's, or we'll have a contest email address you can send to, and what you need to send in. So just stay tuned for that, and then all the information should be there. And we'll have a post too on the website that has a banner you can click on, and it'll have all the rules and the email address. So we'll be on there too.
Cool. All that will be laid out for you guys, and of course there'll be prizes, and there'll be multiple levels, not levels, but categories. Categories. So there will be an advanced and a beginner category for you guys too. So if you're not into painting yet, but you want to make something cool to enter the contest, that'll be available for you guys too. So all that information will be laid out for you guys next week once we have all that ready for you. But let's get into
some questions.
Yes, from the Facebook page here first. Good. Zoom in here so I can see a little better. Jacob said, "What's your favorite mobile suit from any franchise or brand?"
So mine is the Sinanju Stein. I don't like the narrative version as much. I like the Verka type version, which they put in a video game.
Yes.
But that's it. Actually, they did have a small 3-minute video that they aired in Japan when they built the 1-to-1 unicorn.
It was at the Gundam Base.
Yeah, and it was like a 2-minute video, and it was in that too.
In that dome. You've not been there yet.
No.
And unfortunately they don't have that either. I think I've maybe described it to you before, but what it was, guys, for any of you who also weren't able to get to the Gundam Base before it was the Gundam Base, when it was still Gundam Front Tokyo, they had like a dome, and it's like a very small amphitheater. It's not that big. That only fits like maybe 20 or so people in it. You go in, and there's like a rail, like a guardrail that you have to hold on to, because the screen is just on the top above you. So like when the video is playing, you have to look up. So they have the rail there, so you can like look up and not like lose your balance. So you're supposed to like, they make sure you're holding on to the rail when they play the video, and then it just plays on this dome above you. So it looks really cool.
That's cool.
I didn't see the Sinanju Stein one, I don't think, when I was there. I saw the one with the red and gray Zeta.
Okay.
So if you guys have seen those P Bandai kits, I think the red Zeta or the gray Zeta is now on the P Bandai.
It is. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, they went up for sale last night.
Yeah.
So check that out. The USP Bandai site's great, guys. For anybody looking for P Bandai kits, you're going to get them the best price there.
If you're in the US.
Right. Yeah. If you're overseas, get it from your
wherever
areas.
you can.
Yeah, P Bandai site. But the gray Zeta is actually yellow. So
right. Yeah. Awesome kit though.
Yes.
I do like that kit a lot. All right. What do you I didn't answer that. It was my favorite mobile suit. Maybe the moon crab, my own custom creation here. I'll just say that I don't really have a favorite one though. Sorry to say. How do you read that? Lionel,
maybe Rivera Torres.
Asked what new kit from the Witch of Merc? See, even he's saying Witch of Mercury.
Yeah, I think that it just rolls off the tongue easier, and I feel
makes so much more sense. Anyway, which from Mercury, which mobile suit, or which kit are you most looking forward to? You may not be familiar with the names of them.
No,
I'll pull it up for you.
Yeah, so I'm actually there's a red one, and I don't remember the name of it. That one I like the design a lot.
I think that would be the Daryl
Valde. Yeah. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do like that one a lot. We talked about yesterday, the one with like little feather. I like the other. That's the purple one. The one that has a lance. I like that lance weapon. Yeah, that.
Like the cross lance.
Yeah, I do like that weapon.
Yeah.
But the design, like I said, it reminds me of the Gujin a lot. The regular Gujin from IBO, not the Rebake or the Full City. But the red one I'm digging. Did you see the balloon that they did of in the mall in Japan? Check that out. It looks was it the Ares? Is that the main suit?
Ariel.
They did a balloon, and the balloon looked like it was like a statue. That's how detailed this balloon was. You gotta check it out.
A balloon?
I'll pull it up. Yes.
Okay.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Even Mercenary there in the chat is saying Witch of Mercury. See, they just need to change the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be really interesting. The grunts look like scope dogs. Yeah, what are they called? Demi trainers, right? Yeah, that are basically like the gyms of the series. Oh, okay. A balloon, okay. Yeah, I was picturing just like a hot air balloon or something.
I thought they did really good with that.
It's like a
beam
float.
Sucks. Yeah,
it's like a float balloon, like you would see at like a parade or something. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
All right. But there's the gyms of the series. The Demi trainers are pretty cool, especially the custom use version of that has like that big gun. Kind of similar to the XS, how it attaches onto the crotch there. Yeah, definitely. So those will be really cool. I'm sure we'll see lots of, and so Tim was saying there in the chat, they reminded him of a scope dog. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see some really cool, very scope dog-esque, like weathered builds of that kit.
Yeah,
once that comes out, for sure. That's the only one that really looks like it's like a grounds type mobile suit specifically. The other ones are all very like space based.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, no, it looks, from everything, it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, pretty excited. Designs are definitely very unique.
Yeah,
so they should be interesting.
Which we weren't able to watch the
prologue. Yeah, we were trying to look up the prologue to watch that. So I don't know if you guys know where you can watch the prologue online, because I didn't see it when everybody else saw it. Apparently,
well, it says that when we go back to look at it, it says it's not available in our country. So
website.
Yeah, so if you have
you guys know, please send me a link so that I can see that, because I didn't see it. Josh said, what do you think it takes to be considered a professional modeler? I hear so many YouTubers say they are not pros, but build beautiful pieces at the same time. And I know, like, aside from what he's talking about, it has been kind of people have been talking about. I think Chris and them did an episode
podcast
on this about being a professional modeler.
So if you reference it to the sports world,
yes,
you become a professional once you get paid.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of goes along. So if you're able to commission and get paid for your work, I think at that point you are now a professional, in theory.
Chris is saying pro modelers don't exist. I don't know if he's playing or what. Yeah, I mean, that's my understanding of it too. I mean, like if you do it for like if you're doing modeling for your income, and I guess like the argument could be made that like if you're someone like in my position, for example, like it's not the modeling that I'm doing professionally, it's the content creation that I'm doing professionally, but modeling is a part of that. So I don't know. I think I just don't really have a too strong of opinion on it one way or the other.
I feel like if you're able to build a model kit and sell that model kit, you've hit a professional level, regardless of what professional level class you're in. I mean, you sold something you made, but then I guess are people on Etsy that are making, they're professionals at what they're doing. So that's, I don't know, I'm going to stick with that.
I mean, what if you were just doing only like commission work, commission model building, not like making content for a YouTuber or anything like that?
You're a professional modeler at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, I think, different levels of your professionalism, not as the way you act, but in the stuff you make. So there's a big difference between people that made the original Star Wars models for the movies and then someone that's probably like building a kit, painting it, and selling it. So but I would still consider those both professionals.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like if you're just doing modeling and you're in no way getting any income from it, then I think it would be hard to call yourself professional. But if it is your main source of income, or even if it's your secondary source or just supplementary source of income, and you want to call yourself a professional in it, then fine. I don't really care. That could be argued if it's really the correct word to use or not, but I honestly don't really care that much. If somebody told me like, yeah, I do Gunpla commissions, so I'm a professional Gunpla modeler, I would say, all right, that's cool.
Kind of like that modeling branch into. All right. I haven't listened to that episode yet, sadly. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm gonna listen to it this weekend.
Content creation, but I mean, like the content creation is focused around modeling. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a little bit of what do they call it? Mental masturbation or whatever. Yeah. Jordan asked, "What is your favorite master grade kit to date?" Snangerstein?
That's but
if you're bored of saying that answer,
I mean, so I did like the Deep Striker a lot. So, but I like
it has
those.
No articulation.
Who cares though? Let's be honest. We put our kits up on the shelf and then probably usually never touch it again, or we throw them in a box.
Oh, I like to change my poses.
Like once every 20 years.
In theory,
I'm sure there's people that like moving around and taking pictures and doing dynamic stuff, which we've seen. Which
sure.
But no, go on.
Is toy photography? Can you be a professional toy photographer?
Yeah, I think so.
There you
go. If you're getting paid for your pictures. So I like the Deep Striker a lot, but I like the bigger, like bulkier mechs. Like the Sinanju Stein is bulky. The Sinanju's bulky. It's not like your lean.
It's buff.
Yeah, it's buff. So I mean, I like the Sinanju. I like the XS. I like like all those kits. And the Deep Striker was big, and I never thought they'd make a master grade of it. So
definitely. I'm gonna say one which I just don't really have a favorite, but I'm gonna say one just because I feel like it doesn't get enough love, is the Master Grade Delta Plus. I think it's such a good looking kit, but I think it gets a lot of disrespect from people online saying that like it's so weak, floppy, whatever. It's really not that bad at all, and it looks great.
I definitely like building mine, which you've seen that downstairs. That's one that's not falling apart.
Yes, that's true.
I don't think you've seen it turned on though, because there's LED working.
No, I definitely have not then. But yeah, that's the model kit that I've definitely been wanting to revisit. Just because I feel like a lot of people just kind of write it off because it does have a bad reputation online, unfortunately, but it's a really good kit, I think. Mercenary said it was his first kit he ever built when he entered Gunpla. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
So you may have had if it's your first kit, I don't know, you may have had a different experience with it. But
did you hear that? I hear a heart breaking.
Oh. Is it purple in tone?
I think so. Coming from the Midwest.
Let's see. Kevin said, what do you think will be the next MG Kai? I think he means like the next MG for Ka. I would imagine.
We've talked about this before. You think it might be an RX-78.
I think so.
I'm praying it's not.
Yeah.
I'm praying that it is what we might have been told what it is, but we're not sure if that was reliable information, because it was information.
Never know.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's not. I mean, although technically, never mind. So I'm hoping it's not just a regular RX-78. I'm hoping it's something different, but you never know. It might be. They might just. Something 3.0 wasn't that long ago. The Origins Master Grade one wasn't that long ago. But it's not.
IBO didn't seem that long ago until I really thought about it. It's 5 years ago.
That's true. That is true. Which I guess Origins was after IBO, so maybe that would be considered a.
It's been a while.
I'm pretty sure
the Origin MG. It's 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, you're probably right there too. Dang.
Yeah.
All right.
And the 3.0 was before that, so.
Yeah.
It's been longer. So what do I think? Yeah, I think the things that make the most sense, seeing as how they're labeling it, like branding it as the 20th anniversary, that it might be a 2.0 of the RX-78, or the other thing that makes the most sense would that it be it's a Katoki original design.
Yeah, that's
barring that, then if it's not going to be one of those two things, it really could be anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just kind of depends on like how important the 20th anniversary aspect of it is, if that's going to be like a really big deal or not.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know how much hype there was before it came out, but like, for example, the 100th Master Grade, they had like the special label on it as the Tournay. There's not really any particular reason. I don't know why it would be the Tournay necessarily. I mean, it's nothing really too special about it. It's the lead Gundam from that series.
The Tournay, that was the G-Rekka kit won that thing.
The bull, the G-Self. But that one being not a Katoki design,
right,
and not one that Bandai really seems to have much interest in making, I think would be very surprising.
Yeah,
if that's what it was. But Chris asks, what's your current Grail kit?
I don't really have a Grail kit. Yeah,
but you don't have. Current one that comes to mind for me would be just that P Bandai HG Phantom, just because I missed the pre-order on that.
Yeah, I don't really have I have a Grail kit that they have not made, and there is a likelihood it might be made. Would be a clear Sananju Stein Master Grade.
Mechanical clear,
not coated clear. Don't do that, Bandai. just do mechanical.
No milky white clear.
No, because they did that with the Sananju, and it's really nice. Yeah. So if they do the Sananju Stein, which I believe is a possibility, it would be like a Gundam Base or something like that. Yeah, that's probably what it will be, and then it'll come to the USP Bandai site because that's usually what they do.
Maybe for like the 5-year anniversary of Narrative or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Let's see. William asked, what name do you want to give a mobile suit?
So I'm sure most people do this. No. You come up with your own designs in your head, and you just haven't built it. But the Refuge, I think, would be a cool name.
Yeah. I say moon crab from this one too. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure I've thought about this before, and like I'm sure I've had ideas that like, that would make a cool Gundam name. But no, I can't remember off the top of my head. But
this is how advanced I've gone. I know it would be in the Seed world too, because you have like freedom, justice, the Refuge.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm a nerd, guys.
Just make your own fanfic.
Yeah, definitely. Make my own. Yeah, put up online.
Light novel.
Yeah.
Omari asked, have you ever bought Gunpla that were only available bundled with other items like CDs, DVDs, mangas, or bought the Bandai Pro Shop model kits? So those things are usually sold like together with something.
Yeah, I've gotten Bluefin at the time was nice enough to, I didn't buy it, so they sent it to me, one of the kits when they did Thunderbolt in the movie theater there. the Atlas high grade that was clear color. That so they sent me that. I didn't buy that, so I don't know if that technically is answering that question. I've bought the hobby magazines, Hobby Japan magazines that usually come with weapon kits or little add-ons. They did a lot of those with build fighters. And I know I got the sword for the
Hano.
Yeah.
The wing Hano. Yeah, that was a popular one, yeah. There was a set that I feel like that one was really popular, but there was another one that was for the Vrave, I think it was, that maybe it was, or maybe it was for the Freedom, I think. It seemed like it was much less popular. I don't know, the design was kind of ugly.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird. But yeah, let's see, like the ones that are usually packed with like DVDs or Blu-rays are usually crazy expensive.
Yeah,
and they're usually just like a recolor or something. So no, I don't have any of those. But yeah, I've got a number of the ones that were like packaged with different magazines, like Hobby Japan or Ace Hobby, that like big manga monthly, how do you call it, publication. Those would be the ones that I have the most of. And then like from like the movie theater versions of those. Yeah. I used to have a bunch of those from the Unicorn series. So like every Unicorn episode that came out in the theaters, they had like a clear color versions of those kits, like the Rosen Zulu and the Delta Plus and the Unicorn and the Banshee, whatever. Those were cool. I don't really like clear kits that much usually, but there was a lot of Unicorn ones in particular that were pretty cool looking. Do you think the next 100 scale Lupus Rex? Do you think? When do you know? Sorry, I can't read. Do you know when the next 100 scale Lupus Rex will be back in stock? The full mechanics Lupus Rex.
Okay, I was like, we just got some in not too long ago.
Was it?
I don't. It was like probably 4 weeks ago. We didn't get very many.
Like a dozen or something.
Yeah, it was. It was like one case, which those come in a case of 20, I believe. So we didn't get very many at all. But I don't know the answer to that offhand. I'm sure that they are in the reprints for the next few months. I just don't have that on to memory.
Yeah.
So email me and we can answer that.
Yeah.
Easier.
R asked, what's the best Kotobukiya kits you have?
So the ones that I built are probably my Mogami device kits, the Asura Ninja, the Nine Tails I built, the original one, and then the Metal Gear Rex I've built. And then I started on, was it the Ceranthium?
Sahelanthropus?
That one, yep. Thank you. But I haven't finished that. But that's pretty similar to Rex. So I wish I could find the Metal Gear Ray at a decent price.
Well, hopefully they'll
Remake
reprint it. Yeah. They just did that massive reprint of the Rex, so hopefully they'll do that. Let's see, best Kotobukiya kits. Just like thinking, not like my favorites, but like objectively the best. Honestly, the Nachin tank kit is really good. It's a really solid kit.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. But like, yeah, there's Zoids kits are kind of a mix. Like the Genosaur kit, for example, was not quite as sturdy as like the Liger based ones that I've built. So those are usually pretty solid. So it kind of depends on which one it is. All the Mekamusume stuff, solid.
Right,
there'll be like some of the earlier Megami Device kits have like a couple of loose parts you might want to glue here and there, but otherwise they're all pretty good. But yeah, Kotobukiya just makes so many different things. I've never built any of their D style kits, like their SD style kits. So I don't know what those are like at all, really.
Yeah, the Hexagear kits that I built were solid too.
Yeah,
they were good kits. There's so much variety they have. I guess when I was listening, it was just my favorite that I had built. But yeah, a lot of most of their kits are solid kits, but yeah, they have a lot of variety.
Yeah,
which is good. It's not a bad thing. So.
For sure. Sean asks, are you guys excited for a Witch from Mercury Kits? Well, there's kind of a couple of questions about that, but yeah, we kind of already talked about that. But in general, yeah, I'm excited. I am excited to see what they're gonna make kit wise other than HGs.
Yeah,
because so far we only have HGs. There's like the figurized ones of the characters, but for like mobile suits, so far it's only HG.
Yeah,
and the SD.
Right, and then Tamashii's jumped on too with their they're making Shogoken, Ariel, and the Robot Spirits one, right? Robot Spirits or
Tamashii.
Robot Tamashii, yeah.
So like if they're gonna make anything in 100 scale, I'm sure they will, but we don't know so far yet if that may be coming out as a full mechanics or an MG. I would assume probably we'll see an MG Gundam Ariel.
Yeah,
probably next year. But
what if that's the Verka?
It could be. It could be because I mean, like it's lining up. It's the 20th anniversary.
That'd be interesting.
Verka, and so they might want to just make it like something new and exciting. I don't know. It could very well be. Connor asked, how has your cooking changed since you moved? He actually asked this question. I think it was maybe the same Connor or somebody different who asked the same question on my AMA post I made the other day, and I answered it in the video, which is just posted this morning. So I answered that question in great detail. So if you guys want to check out the AMA video that I just posted, you can check that out after this. It's over on my YouTube channel where I talked about my cooking and food shopping experience. Yeah, how that's changed since moving. Kyle asked a hard-hitting question here: Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Why?
Because it's a lot more cohesive. Although, I mean, that's not fair. Because the comic books, yes, the movies are a lot more cohesive and connect 1,000 times better than DC, in my opinion.
They've been handled much better.
Right, in my opinion. Comic book-wise, they're pretty on par from the ones that I've read. Usually DC is a little darker, but I do like both the comic series, both the comic companies. But movie-wise, Marvel's just done a better job of connecting their multiple movies that they have. I mean, they literally have now connected movies they even made before Disney owned them and all that started getting connected with Spider-Verse, kind of connected every single thing they've ever done. So now every movie, whereas I mean, how many Batmans do we have that just
even though I've seen most of the DC movies, I think I've probably seen all of them, I think, but I mean, I couldn't tell you what like the through line is.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, so I would agree. I think comic book wise, I don't know. I've never really been into the comics at all, so I only just have seen the movies. But yeah, definitely the movies are handled much better on the Marvel side. They got that Disney money.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Chris had an interesting one here. Do you think Bandai will continue to do these 1.5 updates to their MG line?
I hope not.
But I think so. I think yes, they will. At least it's not like we see them like every year or something like that.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's been a handful here and there. I personally just rather a brand new kit.
Sure.
I understand like the cost savings to doing a 1.5, just fixing what was not right and then releasing it is fine. New box art and stuff like that. If I had to choose one or the other, obviously it'd be a brand new kit. But if I have to choose that or nothing, then I would rather the 1.5 than nothing. So,
any kits that come to mind that you think would make a good 1.5?
I think they could visit some. Are we talking just master grades or?
Yeah.
They could do a camp for 1.5. I think would do very well. Because the kit itself is good. There's just a few little things here or there they could maybe upgrade to newer.
As far as like the details and proportions and stuff, which is not really needing any updates.
Right. So they could do, I think that would do very well as a 1.5. What else?
I think it would be, so far what we've seen, it's usually like a little bit larger kits. Like the Dom is kind of a little bit bulkier, right? The XS, the S. And so the Camphor would kind of fall into that. It's a little bit more kind of chunky design. I'm just trying to think like along those lines what it might be. I think they'll make like a 1.5 of the O and then never make it again.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I think if they made the O, it would probably be I don't know, because the XS was big, so they might. That's a possibility. trying to think of the older kits, but I would really hope like the old, like the ZGOC and the GOG. I really just hope they just make a 2.0 versus a 1.5, but I could see those being 1.5s.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to look back at the list. There's so many more that I could rattle off of ones that I would just prefer a full-on 2.0 than a 1.5. That's a little bit harder one, but yeah, the camper was the first thing that came to mind for me as well, actually. So I think just because since the Alex came out, the 2.0 Alex came out, I think that's one that a lot of people have been thinking about and mentioning anytime we talk about 2.0s and MGs and stuff. That's one that definitely people want. Do you think Kotobuki should have more color separation like Bandai in their kits? I think in a lot of Kotobuki kits, it's better than Bandai.
Yeah, it just depends on the kit you're getting. So obviously the kits that don't, yes. But a lot of their kits do have really, really good color separation. The one that comes to my mind that I wish they did that they didn't would be the Sneak Sight Hexagear kit, the bird one. Because the picture with it looks amazing, and then it was all just one color. So
that's like a tiny kit though.
It is. But honestly, most of their kits do come with decent color separation that I can think of. I can't really think of that many that don't. Really.
Like on like the Zoids kits, the Mekamusume kits, all like they have tons of. That's the thing that some people don't like about them is that they have all these little pieces, and that's how you sometimes get pieces that maybe don't stay in that well, and you might have to put a little drop of glue on it. But generally, I think everything's usually fine. But they do have a lot of really tiny pieces on some of those kits.
Yeah, if you haven't built like a Zoid kit or something like that, usually the parts are a decent more than Bandai kits.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I've
said in past episodes comparing the Zoids HMM kits to like basically being like almost perfect grade. Some of them. In terms of just like the number of parts you have and like how complex they are. All right, let's switch over to the YouTube community tab here. So we got JG asks, I'm excited to hear about the new contest. You guys always have such good response. I love seeing all the pictures of entries. Any chance you'd be able to let us see all the pictures people submit? As a beginner, I think the inspiration possible is helpful. So
usually we do when it's a model contest.
We showed all the entries. So if you're wanting to get inspiration for the contest, it wouldn't really work because we post all the people's entries at the end after it's already done. But if just like for the upcoming contest, if you're just wondering, if you're wanting to get inspiration for this upcoming contest or any contest, I would say like just looking around at stuff on Twitter is a good way to get inspiration. Also, like going back and watching some of the feedback sessions we did on the Clean versus Weathered contest last year. There's a lot of that because it took us a long time, but we went through, like me and the judges went through and did hours of feedback on all those entries. So I think that would probably be really helpful. And I'm planning on doing what I want to do is like a do's and don'ts of contest entry video. So I'll put that together for you guys in the near future here. So that should be helpful for you guys for the upcoming contest as well. As far as just rather than like feedback, but like a video, just like taking a look at some past entries and saying like, here's an example of what this person did wrong regarding like their photography or whatever. Like, notice how it's too dark or like the framing is bad or whatever. So just like to kind of give you guys some examples to just help, like not so much with like the model building, but the actually entering the contest. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get tripped up. They spend a lot of time on their kits and then their actual photos are
photos are big.
It's tough.
Is usually
it's an online contest that can really make or break your entry. It's really important. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. Let's see. T-Bird asked, the way Bandai production has been going, do you think they will be able to produce bigger kits like PGs or mobile armors anytime soon? Well, we've talked about that.
In our last, the reprint they gave for the end of Q4, Q1 has the perfect grade red frame on that. Whether that gets made or not, we won't know until probably November. But it is on there. The unicorn, we got a few of them in. They didn't make very many, but we did get a few pro grade unicorns last month.
Oh.
And we did get some mega size RX-78s, not very many. So they are making unicorn. Yeah. Sorry. So unicorn mega size as well. So they're making them, but not a lot of them. They are building a new factory that should be done 2024, right?
2023, I thought next year, or maybe that's when they're starting it. Maybe it could have been. Well,
they're in the process of building another factory, whether what stage that's in or when it will be completed. So that will help greatly too. Be able to produce more of those, which would be nice.
I think that I'm sure they will. They do. I mean, this has been going on for a while, and I think it has been just due to the trouble keeping up with the demand, but focusing less on reproducing larger kits. There's definitely been a noticeable decline in that. And moving forward, will they continue to make larger kits and reprint larger kits? Yeah, I'm sure, but I think it's probably safe to say it'll be few and far between.
Right, at least until that new factory's done, for sure.
Yeah. So if there's one that you want sooner than later, and you have a chance to get it, you might want to grab it when you can, because they're probably not going to be reprinting those too often. Ian asked, do you think it's possible we could get HGs as detailed as the artifact kits in the near future? What artifact redesign would you like to see next? Some cool redesigns.
I feel like the more detailed the high grade gets, the more expensive. Like the Moon Gundam's pretty detailed and it's pretty expensive. It's on the higher end of high grade kits.
It also comes with the base, which I feel like
that adds in
maybe like 200 yen.
Yeah, well,
to the yen price.
To the yen price, I would say it would add US dot wise between probably $7-10 is what it probably just going off of what the base is cost. I could be wrong, who knows. But I mean I can see more detail coming to things. I mean, that's just the natural progression of, they're able to make molds better and be able to do injection, just the injection molding process. The better that gets, the more detail they can add into the actual kits in the molds. So, I mean, I think that's just naturally going to happen.
I think it would be, I mean, based on what I know of the artifact kits, not having built one myself, is that they are really heavily detailed, but the detail is also not that crisp, not that sharp. So
the detail's not that detailed.
Yes, it's a little bit soft in the details. So I think what would be cool to see is if they're able to, continue to put that level of detail in and also make it sharper, which would be nice. But what I think would be really cool would be, because some of those redesigns are really interesting. What would be cool to see is if they started like a branch of the HG line where it was like just alternate designs of these Gundams. So like, for example, like designs like we see in the artifact line, but to come out as just like full on HG kits.
Like how they did with Figure Eyes. You have Amplified, and then you have what was it, Digimon? They did that with
just different versions of them, right?
Yeah, so you've got the regular one, and then you have the amplified version, which is a little bit more just different.
I could do that. HG amplified.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. But that would be cool to see. As far as what else I would like to see in the line, I don't know. Anything really. They've all been pretty interesting looking. In terms of construction and building, which kits do you guys say are the most fun and the most boring, uninspired? Also looking forward to what you guys think about which for Mercury kits when they come out. So we talked about that, but which kits are the most fun and the most boring for you to build?
I don't know if any are boring. I generally like building master grade kits.
More on the spectrum of fun to boring. Maybe not you all the way to the side of boring, but
kits
more boring than others.
Yeah, I mean, I found myself getting, I guess, burnt out of building a certain kit that I was in the process of customizing, and I'll put that aside and build something else and then come back to that. But I don't have a kit that I don't look at high grades and be like, oh, those are boring to build. I don't generally build them just because I kind of want to keep all mine the same scale. So that's why I build master grades or 100 scale kits, just because I just want them to be all the same size. But yeah, I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying here.
Yeah. I think for me personally, probably perfect grades are on the more boring end, just because they can be a bit of a slog to get through, because they just take so much longer. That's why I really like high grades the most, probably just because they are quick and really fun to put together. So master grades kind of in between there for me. But yeah, high grades are the most fun. SDs, though, they're kind of where it's too fast, then it's not that fun, because they usually just go together too quickly, and I'm just not really that into the designs of them, so they're usually not that fun, but not necessarily boring. They're just kind of too quick. Let's see. Reiji asked, are there any tokusatsu series you would like to have representation as figurized kits? I would like to see the series used for VR troopers and Beetleborgs. That's not my thing. I mean, I know what he's talking about, but I just don't know anything about that stuff. So
I don't either. I'm sorry, Reggie. Which I believe I saw him. Yep, he's in the chat.
Yeah, he's there in the chat. So sorry, Reggie, you can't really answer that better.
Yeah, I don't even know what
Tokusatsu.
I know who that is. But I don't know those two series. Well, that's not maybe I don't know what it is.
Air Troopers and Beetleborgs. So like the figurized, what are they? The guy. Well, I can't think of the name now off the top of my head. The guy with the big beetle eyes and wears the suits. Not Ultraman. What's the other one?
Kamen Rider.
Yeah, like that. Different series, similar like that, along those lines. That type of series, tokusatsu.
Yeah, I'm not a Kamen Rider fan either.
Yeah,
so I'm sorry.
Yeah, like sure. Power Rangers, he says. But yeah, like that type of thing.
Okay. I mean, as a kid, I guess I still, when I see some Power Ranger stuff, I'm like, yeah, but I don't think that'll happen.
I mean, Bandai makes plenty of them, so they must do well.
I think they do a lot better. In Japan, because I know when we like SH Figure Arts, we're usually allocated the Kamen Rider stuff, or Kamen Rider, how you pronounce it.
Kamen Rider.
Right. Because they don't send that much over here. I'm sure it's a lot more popular in Japan and Asia than it is here. Which I know Power Rangers are extremely popular in Asia. I know when I was a kid, they were really popular here, but I don't know if they are anymore. So,
yeah, I'm just not into any of that.
Yeah.
And also,
is that what that means though? That's just like
that kind of theme of series.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone? Zaylan said, anyone else excited about the future release of the G Unit set in a new quality, perhaps the Hydro Gundam? So we got the announcement of the Low Booster coming out as a P Bandai. That's another one that's on the P Bandai site now.
Yeah.
Which hopefully is still available, because I meant to order one and I forgot to do that this morning. I couldn't do it last night because the website still doesn't work on my phone.
Yeah, you can't do it it doesn't work on, I don't think, anyone's phone. It doesn't work on mine, because you can go to checkout, but then you can't check out. Yeah. You have to go on a computer to check out, which maybe I should just tell them about that. I don't know. I'm
sure they know. I'm sure I'm not the only one.
I don't know.
Like you said. But anyway, so I meant to go on this morning and order that. So hopefully it's not sold out.
I'm sure it'll.
It's well expensive though. $48 for that one for
G Unit. Yeah.
But yeah, I am excited about that, and I think I was, after they made the Geminis, I was thinking, will they make the rest of the series? And maybe, probably not, though. They just made the Geminis and that's it, because it's like the main one. And then they made the Esculapius, and I was like, well,
yeah,
maybe. And now they made the Low Booster. Now I'm feeling pretty confident that they're gonna make all of them.
Yeah, I feel like the Moon Gundam's up there, but I feel like it's kind of
Moon Gundam.
Moon Gundam's not a P Bandai, but the price wise.
Price
wise. Sorry. I feel like it has that same kind of quality, if that makes sense, from just looking at the pictures.
Just like detailed.
Yeah.
Just like I haven't built the Geminis, but having only built the Esculapius, I would say that it's not quite on. It has a lot of detail on the outside. it doesn't have quite as much engineering, I feel like, as the Moon Gundam. But anyway, so just like based on what I know of that, and it's like the low booster, I don't know, that price is quite high. I mean, I know it's a P Bandai kit, but the nice thing about having P Bandai here in America is that we should be getting it at close to what the yen price is.
In theory.
And it does seem pretty high. 38, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. It's high, but it makes sense. 48 is pretty high.
Yeah, but
for an HG.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before. Yen price really does mean it means nothing here to what Bandai says the dollar price should be. So it used to a long time ago, which I'm sure we could go on a tangent here about that, but it 100% means absolutely nothing now.
So yeah, I think the Hydra Gundam will be coming. That will probably be last. I think probably the next one will be the Grape, and which is the one that has like the big wings, like the Death Scythe of the series, basically. And then the Hydra will probably be last. But I'm feeling pretty hopeful that it will actually be coming out now. I wasn't sure before, but yeah. So I'm excited for that. I like those kits. They kind of have a lot of nostalgia for me. How do you keep yourself motivated to keep building? Do you ever experience burnouts?
I don't usually get to build that much anymore, sadly. But if I do, like, so usually I get burnt out if I'm working on a kit, and then I'll go work on something else and then come back to that kit. I don't ever really get burnt out of, I don't want to build models anymore. But that, again, might just be because I might get to work on a model kit once a week, if that, for like an hour. At least for the last 2 years, just we've been busy here and home life, kids, and it's harder as you become an adult.
And a new baby.
Yeah, new baby, September, middle of September. So first boy.
You need to get some model kit building crammed in now while you even have the remotely any chance of that.
Yep.
But yeah, burnouts, not really for me. I mean, I've talked about this before, and basically I think what's been really helpful for me is like the content creation side of it. So like if maybe one day I just don't really feel like working on building a kit, I'll just work on editing some videos, or I can I have like some options between what I'm doing. I'm not constantly building, because I do sometimes go through phases where like 1 week I'm just like building, like putting together loads of kits, and I wouldn't say necessarily burns me out, but then like the next week I'm ready to kind of like shift my focus a little bit and then just like working on the video content. But I think a lot of that comes for me not necessarily about like what I'm feeling like I want to do, but what I feel like I have to do too. Because like maybe that 1 week where I focused on a lot of building, I didn't put as much time into like making videos, and then I feel like I need to get caught up on making videos, so I'll do that, and then I'll be like, I need to get caught up on building kits, so I kind of go back and forth. It's not necessarily so much about what I want, but what I think will be best for you guys.
Yeah.
So there you go. But no, I don't know. Somehow I've escaped burnout for the most part.
Yeah, I'll be building diapers.
Yes. Let's see. Connor had another question here. Hoping to see more Hexagear reviews soon. Do you have a favorite governor design? Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called, but he comes with a sword. He's got that circle. He's the guy that rides the Lord Impulse there.
This one on the box? I don't think it's not this one, right?
Yeah, that guy.
With the swords and stuff?
Yeah, I like him. He's my favorite governor. I don't remember his name, though.
Jim or something.
Yeah, I don't know
I don't know.
Says his name there.
Sorry, no, it doesn't. It just says Hexagear, Governor, Pilot, and MSG weapon unit sold separately.
Yeah, because he can fold out. I believe he can get 4 arms on him. He's got this cool like circle thing in the back of him. He's got the feather on the helmet, which you just know he's badass then. So
I don't really have a favorite design. I'd have to look at them, really. I've only built one, and I'd have to just look at them again to tell you what my favorite is. There are some cool designs though, for sure.
Yeah, the White Rabbit one too is pretty good. I like the
Monoceros. Yes, said. There you go. What's a good way to get over the hump when you start losing motivation on a project? Well, we kind of just talked about that, but That's something else that I also talked about because somebody asked about that in the AMA video. So again, go watch that. That's one of the questions I answered in that. But basically, just starting, if you're feeling like kind of you don't have any motivation on it, just do it, and then you'll be motivated to keep going on it and finishing it. Sometimes actually like just getting to work on something is what you need to like get in the zone. All right, let's see. When spraying Mr. Color, Mr. Super Clear GX through an airbrush, what sort of pressure do you use? I previously only used cans of top coat. As far as like what the actual product is, doesn't really matter. Usually the pressure is the same. Yeah,
it'd be the same for whatever, because that's the bottle. So you'll thin that down. And then I've got what, 3 airbrushes now, and most of them are, I don't remember the PSI. I know I turn it to a certain point and I know where the needle is on my compressor. But I mean, if you don't have enough pressure, if you have too much pressure, it'll come out super hot, and then sometimes it'll dry out before it even gets to your kit and you'll spider web. If you don't do enough pressure, what's the problem there? Is it puddle?
Yeah. I usually, if I remember correctly, kept mine between like 15 and 20 psi, but I've heard some people saying they use like 30 psi, and some people saying they use like 10 psi. So I don't know.
I feel like my max on mine is 30, and it's halfway, so that would be 15. So just try it, because sometimes airbrushes differ too, somewhat, but I mean, practice, see what it's like on spoons before you actually do it on a piece, and you should kind of get a good idea of where you're at with that.
All right, we'll make sure we get a few questions here from the Instagram post if this will open.
I know we've had trouble with the Instagram.
It should be working now, but now it's not wanting to open at all. That's strange. Never seen it do like that before.
Does not like you.
I don't know.
You're logged. Yeah, you're logged into it. So
Instagram. Let me just try it a little bit different way here. We'll see. Maybe it's just kind of messing up something. USA Gundam Store. Okay. And it's still not wanting to open up. That's strange. Maybe if I can open link in a new tab. There we go.
All right.
That's weird. But now it's not showing any of the comments. Oh, there.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's strange. All right. Sorry, guys.
Chris Pab's question.
Chris is whining about something again. Let's see. What's a smil? What's that? What's a smil
method you found to the most difficult to get down? What's I
think he meant skill.
Skill / method.
A little bit of a typo there.
Chris, man, come on. You found that's most difficult to get down.
Pat.
Out of all my skills that I've tried to harness and become adept at, honestly, scribing.
Yeah, scribing.
Yeah. Because I'll get mad because I'll literally see other people do it so easily, and I just have the hardest time.
Yeah.
So
I do not have like a gentle hand at all.
Scribing would be one that I'm still trying to perfect. So.
Yeah. You heard of like people saying that you have like a lead foot driving? Lead hands, I feel like. Yeah, scribing definitely is one of the most difficult things, I feel like. See, Rob asked, is there a kit either of you built over the year over and over just because you love it that much?
I built 2 Sanju Steins, but they were the 2 different versions. So I don't know if that counts. I have built 3 Jestas, Master Grade Jestas, just because I want to do different things each one. So I have done that over the last 5 years. So
I've built so many different versions of the Grays, I feel like now, but it's all like not the exact same kit, it's just different versions. But I do enjoy it every time because it's a really cool design. So there's those, I feel like, where I've built so many different versions of it, like the unicorn as well. Obviously, I've built like a million different unicorn kits, but like the exact same kit building multiple times, there's really like actually really very few of those where I've built the same kit more than once. It'd be like the narrative C packs. This one, like the Origin Zaku as well. I don't remember offhand if I've built the exact same kit more than twice, but those are so similar.
Yeah, it
those
feels
are
like
so similar. Yeah, definitely built a number of those. But even like master grades, I don't. The master grade Gundam 05 is one that I've built and painted twice, but very few. There's just so many kits in my lost and never uploaded interview with Sori Kim.
Okay.
It was a Korean modeler. So Alex went with me when I was still in Korea, and like very early on in my YouTube days. Alex went with me and helped me out. We went up to Seoul to interview Sori Kim. It's a really good Korean modeler there, an artist, and just it was just taking so long to do the translation and the subtitles on that I've never finished that video. Really? It's just like lost. But I still have the files. So, and just like the video, like audio quality wasn't that good. I was just kind of disappointed with that. But anyway.
Will YouTube now translate it for you?
It might auto translate. I don't know if it would be any good. But.
Yeah, I believe it will auto translate now, but I'm not sure.
And Alex has also offered to help me out. The problem was that I was just having my wife help me, and she was not interested in doing that. But anyway, my point is that in that interview with him, he had a really good question. Actually, this was after the interview when we were just kind of hanging out and talking about some other things. I think I had asked him like, just like, what's like a kit that you wish Bandai would make that's not made yet? And he had a really interesting answer that I remember still really clearly to this day. But he said that like that Bandai has so many different kits already that they made. There's so many great kits available that he doesn't really have any that like he thinks like he wished that they would make, because he has like enough options already to choose from.
Yeah.
So I feel like when asking a question about like what kit do you like to build over and over again, like it's difficult to, even though I've built so many kits, I've not built like the same kit more than once.
Right.
Really only but a couple of times, because there's still so many kits that I've not built at all.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many options. Building the same kit more than once, I mean, like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, you know, fine, but there's so many to choose from. All right. Do you ever struggle with perfectionist thinking when it comes to painting, modifying kits? How do you say that's done and step away from it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably most people would have that. I know I definitely do. I know I'll be, especially when it comes to like detail work, where I actually am not airbrushing and using a paintbrush to get little details here and there. For example, like we were talking about the Brachiosaurus and the tongue, and how I would have done it, you know, because I would want to paint the underside of it. That's my that's I guess my perfectionism is perfectionism. That's not even a word. How much I would want to, you know, stuff you'll never see. I'll have to detail, which is dumb, and I know it's probably dumb, but I just want to mentally know that it's done under there.
Yeah, definitely for me too. And it's very seldom when it comes to like the actual painting of it, because that's usually more of something that, like, I don't know, like maybe when it comes to like detail painting, like on a kit that has a lot of detail, you might be tempted to, like, you want to paint every single little detail in like a different shade of metallic or something like that. Yeah, in those cases, sometimes it's kind of, you have to know when to stop,
right,
and like where to leave it at. It's a difficult point because it can kind of overdo it in those cases. But it's more so in like the modifying kits where it's hard to know. And not necessarily for like where it needs to be perfect, but just like what's a good level. And a lot of times for me, it just comes down to like my motivation on it. I feel like working on like doing some custom building like on something, and I know like, oh, I could also do this and could also do this, and I feel like, but I just kind of don't really want to. I'm happy with how it is now. So even though, I mean, it's not necessarily about it being perfect or not, but just about it being done. Yeah, you have to, it's better for something to be done than to be perfect, just because you'll just spend so much time on something and it'll just wear you out. Definitely. Yeah. Just like learning from Lincoln has helped me a lot in that, and just like just kind of machining Krieger building in general. From him, and then like people like Max and Koyokama, who are the creators of Machine Krieger. Like that side of like sci-fi model building has helped me a lot to in this, about like for painting that, like we were talking about, like painting the Brachiosaurus. Yeah, like the Gunpla mind of me would say like, yeah, to keep that as a separate part so I can airbrush it and then put it together at the end. But like my experience with like that hand brushing and like model painting, like that side that I've learned, or that I've been learning and practicing like with Machine Krieger type builds, is to do it in a different way, just because like, yeah, you need to paint like what's visible and what's not visible. You don't really need to paint that, and just kind of, yeah, learning to kind of be a little bit more kind of easygoing about your perfectionism when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like a really good example of something fairly recently I'd seen on like one of the more recent kits from Machine Krieger. Koyokama had his sample model, which was used for like the product photography for the kit, and like for the box art on the kit and everything. And on his Facebook, he had shared like some work in progress on the model, and like for some of the chipping, he had used like a silver like gel pen.
Oh yeah.
To make some of the chipping on it, which like in Gunpla, if like you went to like, if I made a video, like I feel like on like a Gundam kit, like how to detail a Gundam kit with like a silver gel pen, people would be like, what are you doing?
But
that's crazy.
It looks good though.
Right.
Remember,
if you can do it and make it look good, and if it's like, even though it's not like the like preferred or like the perfect way or the correct way to do that, you just have to be able to kind of use different things and just kind of make something that looks cool at the end of the day. So anyway, just sort of a little anecdote there. What do you do with your model boxes after building the kit?
Throw them away.
Astray asked.
Yep. Throw them away.
Astray's there in the chat.
Hey.
There you go. I'm assuming it's the same person. Astray GT for the title on that on Instagram.
I'm sure it is.
Throw them away? Then what do you do with the kits?
Put them on display.
What if you don't have room in your display?
I don't build a kit. No. No, I have kits in some boxes, but if I'm finished a kit, usually it's on display. If I haven't finished the kit, it's still in the box, like partway built. But I'm not a collector of stuff like boxes like that. If it's, I don't have room.
Not a collector of that.
Yeah, I collect other things.
Yeah.
But no, I just don't have the room to hold on to the boxes. I know a lot of people will cut out the box art. I've seen people frame it, hang it, and or keep them in the binders and stuff. I don't do that.
Same.
Sadly.
Same, and especially with having just moved recently, that is the way. And to keep all the boxes is just crazy. What I've done, and people have been asking me about this, like how I moved all my kits and everything. So what I would do is just take a kit where it was built, so then the kit actually takes up like 20%
less room
or less of like the actual space in the box, and then take like 5 other kits and throw those boxes away and just put the kits in bags, and then just so in like one box actually has like 5 or 6 kits inside of it is a good way to just kind of keep your kits, because the boxes are convenient for like keeping them like stacked or whatever if you're going to keep stuff in the boxes. But I don't necessarily keep the boxes for any sentimental reasons, more so just storage, really. I mean, box art on them is cool. It'd be cool if you like had a proper way to display or keep those, I guess. Like you're saying, keeping them a binder or something is kind of cool idea.
We should display them in our
storefront. Something like that.
Yeah, we should. Sorry, I just got a notification. I had a meeting, but it's a meeting with you. So.
Oh, here we are. What do you all right, let's see. We'll try to get one more question here before we get to the giveaway for today. It's a couple of questions we already answered about, which from Mercury. What's your favorite line of model paint?
Oh, I have a few for different reasons. So for general painting, I do like SMS. I do like Gaia. I do like Mr. Hobby, Mr. Color. I think those are probably the three main that I use. Soon 7, I haven't tried yet. We started carrying that. I did try like the samples that they sent us, which were fine, but I haven't tried actually the bottle because they sent us little plastic bottles in a box, and they. But for like metallics, Alclad.
I've not ever used that.
I prefer Alclad 100% when it comes to metallics over anything else. Same thing with like candy colors, although E7 has a good candy color line. It just depends on what the color range and what I'm looking for. Because there's be color brands that don't even have the same, they might have a color that other brands don't have too. And I don't feel like trying to mix stuff up to match.
Yeah. Same for me, basically. Mr. Color most of the time.
Yeah.
Other than that, it would be Gaia or SMS, which I've been using more recently, just since being here. William had a question, or Wilmy had a question here we can end on. Is a portable spray paint booth enough, or just DIY one if possible?
I would just DIY one, honestly, unless you don't have time. But we were talking about that with your fans.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, a DIY one here for myself to be able to use. But the nice thing about the portable ones is that they're easy, convenient. But I had one briefly in Korea, and it was very weak, I felt like. So if you're in a well ventilated space already and you're using that, it'll probably be fine. But if your ventilation's not that good, that's a pretty weak fan. It's probably not going to do enough to really get the fumes out to where you need it to be. So I would recommend making a DIY one if you can. It's so unfortunate that like the ones that are made like for model building are usually not very strong.
Right.
And I think they would be perfectly fine, like maybe for less toxic paint, like acrylic. But even with acrylic paints, like people will tell you guys that like acrylic's safe to use. But any paint you're airbrushing, it's still good to have at least some ventilation, at least like just a window open or something like that, if not using the full
have a respirator mask on. At least a something 9. Why can't I think of have it rated for certain particles.
The mask rating.
Yeah, because even if you are doing acrylic, I mean, you don't want your lungs to be bright blue. So
I mean, it's still better to take precautions anyway, whatever kind of painting you're doing. All right, so we'll do the giveaway here. Let me just pull that up.
And again, thank you to Kotobukiya for giving us these kits to give away to you guys. They've been awesome, like I said, to work with. And Hex Gear kits are really cool. Like if you guys haven't built one before, definitely get one. Try it out. You can get one of the smaller ones. There are a lot of parts to them, and they are definitely fun builds. So, yeah.
Okay. 1 Instagram, 2 Facebook, 2 YouTube, 3 is Facebook. Okay, here we go. 2 YouTube. So we had 54. That's there. And I can do that. 52, all the way at the end. All right,
man.
So
just count up 2, right?
Go all the way to the end here. I guess that's the end. So 54, 53, 52. Kyle Dixon.
The Marvel versus DC question. All right. So
congrats, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, that's awesome. Congratulations. Send us a email with you logged into your YouTube account. We just need a screenshot of that and what address you want us to ship these to. And congratulations.
Yeah. Nice one. Then maybe we'll ask you the question later. I don't know what would it be. What would be a comparable question, Marvel or DC?
Does he like Marvel or DC better?
Well, yeah.
That would be We'll
ask you after building those, Bandai or Kotobukiya.
Yes.
and you can answer that for us. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out today. And again, stay tuned. Next week, we'll let you know about all the details for the next contest. And anything coming in, like kit-wise, anything on the way that you know of worth mentioning?
A lot of more restocks.
Yeah.
I know that, so the real grade full armor unicorn is coming. More of the master grade Chargel Googs are coming. A lot of high grades. There's a lot more restocks coming.
Yeah.
And then Kotobukiya, we get a large shipment, probably shipped out next week, probably arrive the week after, that has some Megami Device, the Darkhorn Zoid kits on there. There's like 3 or 4 like Mecha Musume kits. There's some figures. There's, I believe, a Hex Gear kit. So
there's Kyle's there in the chat.
Hey. So yeah, just kind of follow our social media. Usually we post up what's came in, pictures. And if you haven't subscribe to our email.
Yeah.
And then you can also subscribe to our text messaging. And usually we send all that out when we get stuff in. So
yes, make sure you're using that tool on the website to check to remind me when it comes back in stock.
Yeah, definitely do that, because you'll literally get an email the minute any of them come in stock. So even if we had someone that had maybe had one with a pre-order and they canceled it and it goes back in stock, you'll get an email. It's only one, so it's kind of off the races at that point.
Yeah.
But that's the best, fastest way to know when we got stuff back in stock.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out, and congratulations again, Kyle. And we'll have, in 2 weeks time is when we'll have the next episode. Just like a normal episode like this, we'll have another giveaway at that point if you guys wanted to win something, if you're hoping for it, and next time. But we'll let you know about the contest in the meantime, and have a great weekend, guys.
Yes.
Anything else from you?
No, just thank you guys so much for your support and patience. We appreciate you guys. Without you guys, we would not be able to do what we love doing. So thank you so much.
Yes, everybody's busy working hard down there. We're up.
They are. Well, we're up here
with you guys. So yeah, everybody works really hard to get all those orders out. So we appreciate you guys. So until next time, have a great day. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
All right.